this is the type of shit I told him back now. Young and now king, trick the gold like a sack. Ducking from the laws with the dogs, bring the scat out. Talking all that shit, you sound like Charles while I'm Shaq. Mike checkity, Mike checkity, Mike checkity. It's popping, my G.
Yes, sir. We back again for another one, man. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, man. Cats feeling all right over there?
Yeah, man. You know, this is one of them ones, man. Like when we do the set list and we talk about what we got to go over, instantly I was like, okay, it's about that time. This is one of them topics that I know we're gonna get a lot of disagreement. Maybe we might go back and forth, and so we've been pretty friendly on this podcast thus far, bro. But
yeah.
It's time to turn it up, man. So excited about that, G. How you living over there, bro?
You say job back, so now you ready to go up the chimney and get the smoke, huh?
Hey, he looked good. He looked good the other night too, bro.
I was gonna mention that, man. He looked like he was fresh legged. Looked like he got some needed rest that was unexpectedly fortunate for him. But looks like it may work in their favor because they still the second seed in the West. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what's crazy is somebody said, and I thought they were tripping when they first said it, but I'm starting to realize like that may be true. They said like you give a guard who's explosive some rest. Give him a week, give him 2 weeks. At the end of a season, he might be more explosive and even better than he was at the beginning of the season. And I was like, man, please. But looking at Ja coming back, I gotta admit, bro, I might have been wrong, dog. So shout out to Ja Morant, man, for getting back on the court, getting back to business, and what really matters most. That's what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Happy to see Ja, man. I was looking at First Take earlier today, and Stephen A. definitely made it his business to let him know, like, the media and like other NBA stars and alumni basketball players, they really giving him support. Like they really want to see the best for him. And I think that pretty much is a narrative. Even, Josh said it when he met up with Adam Silver. He was like, they talked about a few things that may have been a little critical, but he said for the most part, Adam Silver kind of was, giving him support, just want to see him recover. And I thought that was pretty dope, because it's easy to come down on the cat, as such as a guy like Ja. In the height of his career, or where he is now, definitely one of the premier faces that's budding. So it's pretty dope, dog. What about that Mavs and Warriors last night, man? It was a little, what should I say, controversial, right?
Yeah, I mean, so much so that they're about to contest it with the league. That's crazy, bro. Like, yeah, I ain't never even heard that, bro. They said, give us all the wins we can get. Let us go talk to the guys, bro.
Ooh, Mark Cuban, boy, he had to walk on the court, dog. I'm like, this guy Cuban, dog. He trying to flex his powers. This ain't Shark Tank now, my G. That boy say he got to veto that mug. They say the last successful veto, or like challenging of like a game or a call after the duration or regulation was done. The last successful one was like in 2008. I think it was one in 2006 for my I think around a game with Shaq or something like that. I'm like, yeah, he probably got a small chance to get in that one, dog. We shall see though.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think he has a case. I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
Yeah.
I do think he has a case. So I'm interested to see what the league does. I don't think he got it for no reason, and I don't think they're complaining for no reason. I do find the call in question questionable at best, and so that at least should warrant a legitimate league review. And hopefully, man, they get it turned around. I would love to see that. That would be crazy because I don't even know how that would affect the standings and all that. And I know they're in between playing and playoffs, so. Yeah, that would be very interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, dog. Every game counts, man. We only a couple games to the playoffs, dog. And, I feel them. You might as well. If you can flex your powers just to see, or just to put fire up underneath them referees for the games to come, future reference, because these refs done had some questionable games this year, boy. I mean, it seemed like every year is crazy. But, yeah, man, y'all know what time it is, man. We here to talk about music and sports. You know what I mean? It's your boy Word from the Word of Clarity podcast. Back at it again with my boy Kenny G in the building, dog. We got some, some pretty debatable topics, I should say. This This is like I mentioned earlier in one of the earlier podcasts. We getting back to the roots and the origins of why this podcast was created, and we trying to come and bring out that energy and get to the smoke. So, yeah, man, we already know this is definitely a big one. You know what I mean? When we think of the all-time, pretty much any conversation around the greats of the all-time, it's going to be one of the ones that bring out, the stands and the fanatics and the enthusiasts of everybody that's a fan of each artist. So we thought, why not tackle this one? Billboard, they released their list of the top 10 or the top 100 rappers, I should say. We going to look at the top 10 hip-hop artists of all time. And, man, how do you feel about going into this one, my G? Like, you feel like it's a pretty easy slate to kind of put down, or is it one of them ones where you like, man, that's kind of a tough task to pull off? You know what I'm saying?
Well, so for me, bro, I'm unapologetic. Like, I'm throwing away that early Sugar Hill Gang era. Like, that can kick rocks, bro. So for me, it becomes it becomes easy, dog, when I start kicking out some of the rap that wouldn't even be able to stand the test of time. There were a few dudes who I think had transcended their era. For instance, Rakim. Without him, we don't know what rap would look like because he changed the style and the cadence of music. Some could argue KRS-One did the same thing, but there's a lot of rappers from that late '70s when hip hop was birthed, early '80s. The Curtis Blows of the world and all that. I know they were pioneers, but get them out of here. So for me, the list kind of starts for me '90s on down because that's when you start getting the real polished version of rap. That's when the Nas's, the J's get on the scene, Big Pop.
So you throwing out Cube, NWA, Rakim, all them guys, they got to get out of here.
Well, I'm not throwing Rakim and them away. That's why I wanted to show respect to a few of them. KRS, Rakim, even NWA. Shout out to Cube, shout out to Ice-T, shout out to the West Coast movement.
LL,
but LL was super tough in his day. But the issue is for me. Like when I think about, so LL was definitely lyrical and talented, and trust me, like I'm not a young dude who doesn't know the history of rap, who can't tell you about how the early inception of like the cannabis and the LL beef and talk about like the early '90s and the late '80s and Rock the Bells and all that and Run DMC and how they introduced the culture. Like, I can really walk down it with you. Back when cassettes to CDs to MP3s to iPods, now to streaming services and abroad. So like I'm somebody who knows the history. The problem is I just feel like some of that early rap, though good and though I grew up on it and it shaped the way that I listen to hip hop, I don't think is as dope as LL was in his day or as dope as even Rakim was in his day. To me, the evolution of Rakim is a Nas. So for me, like if I have to choose between the two, I'm not taking Rakim. I'm taking Nas. You know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to Rakim because without Rakim, there is no Nas. But you gotta appreciate when hip hop has evolved. Like for instance, just because we're a sports podcast, let me just say this quick point, and then I'll pass it. Oscar Robertson, king of the triple double. Oscar Robertson, probably the first combo guard that we have in the league. Oscar Robertson, a dude who transcended the sport to a certain degree and opened up the pathway for a dude like Magic Johnson, LeBron to exist. Like he's the god beforehand, right? At the same time, if you ask me to choose between Big O and LeBron, I want Bron. Because Bron is doing a lot of the same stuff that Big O did, but he's an evolution of what Big O brought to the sport. And that's no disrespect to Big O. So, that's just kind of how I feel about it. Like, when we start talking about top 10 artists of all time, I'm taking the evolution of the early characters. I'm not taking the early characters over the evolution. That's just me personally.
Nah, man, I feel that. I feel that. I definitely would be on the side of that as well because, a lot of those guys that you're talking about from the 90s on down up until where we are now, that's more my era. Of course, Cat's going to be more Dirt than me. The impact is going to be definitely more direct, relatable. Though I am a student or a purist of rap, so I do at best try to give my best credence to the ones that came before, but I still think it's limited. It just kind of goes back to what you're saying with the NBA. You know what I mean? We definitely can respect the Wilts Kareem is probably right at that cross bridge when it start to really take off with a lot of players coming in. But like Bill Russell, it's so hard. So for some people to reach back, or a lot of us in kind of this era to reach back and kind of give so much credence to where they were still top our list. So I think that's respectable. You know what I mean? And as we age, we probably would continue to go forward with the people of the now versus people 20, 30 years from now. And who they may feel, Like I was watching a video the other day, they was asking, what's the best rap album of all time? And you had cats saying stuff like Lil Peep's album or A1, AI2 by NBA Youngboy. I'm just looking at these cats like, but then you had somebody that came around and actually said something that was respectable. And they said, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I'm like, yeah, now that guy knows what he's talking about. That's definitely one of the ones in that space.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's one of those conversations. But, when we talk about the top 10 artists of hip hop of all time, some of the people that come right away to my mind for sure, like I think Hove is at the one for me. You know what I mean? I would have to put Drake there in that top 5, top 2 to 3. Then I'm going probably Wayne. And then I'm going Ye and Kendrick. That'd be my top 5. You know what I mean? I think the only solidified spots as far as ranking, I think is Hove. And then I think Wayne could be number 2, Drake could be number 2. That would be my top 3 for sure. And then Ye and Kendrick would probably round out my 5 for sure, dog. So the next 5, it would be tough. I think I would probably have to go somewhere like Pac. You know what I'm saying? I would probably have to go there with Pac. The guy, life was cut short, unfortunately, but in the time and the span that he was here, he dominated. He put out a lot of high quantity and quality. I think for one thing, his argument is impact. He's still impacting the guys now of the now, you know what I mean, that still reference and give credence to him. I think his song making was a lot of his strength as well. Wasn't the best lyricist, but his messages always was conveyed, very impactful and relatable to the common consumer or civilian. Man, where we at 6? I'm trying to go through mine just off the tippity, huh? Let me see what I can do, G. 6. Who we got?
No, I ain't heard. There's a few names I ain't heard. I'm just interested to see where you put them.
Who was that?
I haven't heard X.
X is in my top 10. I think I got X like at number 8.
Okay, I haven't heard Snoop.
I don't think Snoop's in mine.
Ooh, I haven't heard. I'm trying to think. People who.
Big is probably not in mine as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
let me
man.
Just say this, bro.
I'm huge. I'm huge on that.
Yeah, let me just say this, dog. I like personally, like, so I'm from the East Coast, bro, and I'm from Boston originally. Happened to live in New York for a period of time, Brooklyn to be exact. That is considered blasphemy. Like the same way somebody would like throw you away for not mentioning like Kobe in a top 5, which actually does happen. That's why I think it's relatable. People would throw you away for not mentioning Kobe in the top 5. Though, even though Kobe is probably in my top 5, I can see how he wouldn't be in somebody's top 5. This kind of reminds me of that argument, because for you to not put Big in your top 5 for those who grew up on hip hop is almost borderline blasphemy, and it may get our podcast like banned from YouTube, bro.
I'm ready for anybody with this. Anybody with that type of smoke want to come find me? They know where to find me at. You can get at me on every platform you can imagine. I'll pull up on that app and jump in your room or Clubhouse, wherever you want it at. I'm there. The smoke is always ready, and the ready smoke is always ready.
Let's go,
hey, dog. You already know, dog. But you know what? I will put Nas there. I'll put Nas. I'm comfortable with putting Nas in my top 10. I used to be a little. Kind kind of in the midst with that one, but he's definitely over these last 2.5 to 3 years with the trilogy of King Disease. He's definitely gave you a second reminder if you was tripping on the first chapter of his career. I think his middle, like his second chapter, I would say he on his third chapter, because the second chapter of his career was a little blurby and hit and miss projects in the midst of that. Production was always a huge knock on Nas for me. So I got about 7, and then you could I'll put X at 8, and I'm putting I got mine, and then I'm putting Future at 9, and I'm putting Nicki at 10. Yeah, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
Top 10 hip hop artists of all time? Dog, see,
Future, bro, Future is almost synonymous to Drizzy in capabilities, reach. He just ain't the lyricist, dog. I'm just gonna tell you right now. My cat Future is coming with that energy, dog.
Hold on. Hell no, bro.
Yeah,
Future
man.
is not a top 10 artist of all time. Now, I will say this.
Bro, impact, longevity, project to project. What you think?
Hold on. There's a difference to me, because me and you have talked about Future's catalog, right? And I could never disrespect Future's catalog. And let me tell you something. In this era, you're right. Like somebody who's kind of carried their era, along next to Drake, who has dominated this era. I think Future is right there. I would never disrespect Future on that level, because me and you don't disagree on that. But when I start thinking about like all time, right? I think Future is a different type of artist to me.
Yeah.
And for me, when I think about all the hip hop artists of all time, I just can't put him even in this box, not downplaying his work. We know what his work has done. We know what his resume says. But because of the lack of pen from a rap standpoint, because he kind of he's the king of trap for sure, but it's just a different. I can't put him in that box. I can't.
All right, so let me ask you this question right quick. Do you have any trap rappers in your top 10?
You got my list, bro. I can't remember off top. I don't think so. I'm gonna say no.
And see, the reason I have to ask that is because you're indirectly disrespecting trap contribution to rap, which has been running the game for rap for probably the majority of my adult life. Probably started in my adolescent stages. And to do that, it's kind of hard to do that when it's such a huge chapter of rap. You can't tell the story of hip hop without mentioning the contribution of the trap genre. And
Absolutely.
to not have any trap rappers is kind of hard. You know what I mean?
Well, his thing. What I'm saying to you is just as big, if not bigger than trap, was, let's say, the West Coast scene. And you have and outside of like a Kendrick
is West Coast.
He transcends his region, though. What I'm saying to you is he comes from California.
Right.
When we talk about West Coast rap, and we talk about like the impact of the West, similar to the way we talk about the impact of the East, you have nobody from that era at all. Is what I'm saying. So
from the 90s?
In the same way you could say what I'm saying is.
Well, hold on. You know what? If you talk about region, but let's not act like Pac was not a huge. He didn't get a lot of his sound and have a West Coast pocket and bag in his catalog. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was over there moving with a bunch of them guys. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you put Kendrick in there, like, it ain't like him totally. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. And I think for me, like, I don't want to discredit what Trap has done. Because let me tell you, like trap is low key, especially in our late teens and adulthood, bro. Trap has been the thing.
It's been the number one. It's been what's been carrying rap on his back, bro. Like, it's been carrying rap on his back for a while.
But let's be honest though, bro. There's so many. Like, when I think of a top 10, there's so many names to put there that really what it comes down to is not to disrespect the trap, but who am I moving off my list when I think of career milestones, accolades, their personal ability, track record, song list, cultural impact, all of that. When I'm thinking about all of that, bro, I can't necessarily put Future ahead of dudes who I'm not even a fan of, but I'm just being objective about. For instance, you don't have Eminem on your list, right? I understand why. I personally get that.
You know what? I would probably have to move somebody for M though. I would. I forgot about his name.
So what I'm saying is this though, word. Like, for me, I'm not a huge fan of Eminem. But what I'm not gonna do is the same way I'm not a huge fan of Tim Duncan. His game was boring to me. Like he truly was a big fundamental. I'm giving it up though. Like regardless, he's in my list. Not because I have to be such a big fan, but the numbers, the accolades, and everything else speaks for itself. Just like for Tim Duncan, bro, 5 championships, all NBA teams, all stars. Like regardless if I was a fan or not, Tim Duncan should be on everyone's top 10 list. So for me, like dudes like that, dudes like Snoop, like it's gonna be hard for me not to put them on a list if I'm being completely objective. So then when I think about it in that space, and then I take into account dudes I am a fan of, where does Future get in? I don't see it from that standpoint. I don't see it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Nah, I feel you, man. I used to be a little hesitant to do this because he's so unconventional to the rest of the contemporaries in the top 10 that I placed around him. Like, he's not an MC. He's not a lyricist. He never really gets in that bag. And I think that's kind of the threshold where people begin the conversation that for top 10 all time, they at least have to be a lyricist, right? Because, I mean, if we look at anybody in that, in most lists, you know, they all bar up. They all bar up religiously. And they can do it at a high rate. But I think that's what makes him special, bro. His impact, his longevity, you know what I mean? His versatility. And then when you look at like I said, bro, he's the king of trap. You know, and you have to give the nod to somebody that can, like, I don't debate that with nobody. Who's the king of trap? We not debating. You know, Future has that sold up. Respect the T.I. Respect the Jeezy. A lot of people used to try to put Wayne in there, but Wayne kind of transcends almost any subgenre of rap. He's just kind of too round. Like he's a lyrical guy. He can punch at the highest rate. Probably the greatest punchliner every time. That's another conversation. Yeah, I'm giving that to my boy Wayne. We can go there, but we can do that another day. We can go there. Yeah. But yeah, Wayne's a little. He's too colossal to just put inside a trap. So I'm just thinking like that, man. And then Nicki, I kind of gave it to her because I gotta be a little bit more all inclusive with having a female presence there, and I think she's the other person I used to say that can contest for the top 3-headed GOAT between or 3-headed monster in our era. So like the last decade plus with the Kendrick, Cole, and Drake was Nicki. It was always Nicki or Future. Those have been the two. Always, I could say they can maybe substitute one of them. Nicki her entrance in her first 5 to 7 years is better than her last 3 to 4 years. But it's no denying what she's done. She was so dominant. It was no other female, even in the arm's length, that was around doing her dominance. You know, when she was actually putting out records at a high clip rate. But we'll see, man. There's a lot of females now, but I think she can respectfully be in that place. But yeah, Snoop. I mean, I'm not saying it's out of the picture, like it's blasphemous if you put Snoop there. I'm willing to go as saying that I don't get all the way why Big gets so much love, because you just can't. You have to be able to sustain or dominate in the window that you were participating in and active. And I don't think he's neither one of those. Dominance is more than just a couple albums.
Big has a time though in which he dominated at least a whole year and a half. Now, granted.
See, this is
wait. You
cannot dominate when it's only a year and a half, bro. That's not dominance to me.
What I'm saying to you is this: we just did a whole pod as to whether or not Jay had any definitive years in which he dominated from '96 to 2018,
but he sustained. You see, I gave two different ways you can dominate: either sustainability, which is longevity, or what you've done in a small window. I didn't see him do neither, bro, because his window was even too small to even say that was a lot.
Wait, what I'm saying to you is, on the list that we talked about, though, Big had a year.
He had
a definitive.
A year.
What I'm saying is, he had a definitive.
So did DMX.
He had right. And also, I would argue X should be in the top 10. What I'm saying,
I had him in my top 10.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying to you is, when you say you don't get the hype around Big, and thinking about how long Big lived, which wasn't very long.
Right.
And so like you're doing a couple. So I think you would have to do a couple things with Big and Pac, to be honest. Even though Pac has a certain work rate that was just unheard of.
Wayne
However, so does Big though in this sense. Big has had I think at least 3 posthumous albums dropped after his death, which is new material and not necessarily recycled material. So what I'm saying is that's important, because it's not like people are pulling from raps off the 2 albums he put out and saying, okay, let's just put a remix album. No, Big actually has work that we eventually heard later that he recorded from verses we didn't get. So that makes sense. What I'm saying to you is Big and Pac were the 2 biggest things in hip hop for the 3-4 year window that their careers were what they were. And so we can't act like Big is like, I don't even understand how he gets it. No. If you're going to name Pac, almost, and I think Pac has a bigger case, obviously, but almost you have to name them in the same sentence, because Big was that guy just as much, bro.
You can just name him in the same era, bro. That's all I can do. It's here's the thing, bro. I believe, and it's true. I mean, I hate to do this stuff, but I got to keep it a bean. Like when you lose somebody in the middle of their prime, and you see their ascension to how big somebody like Big got, and they unfortunately they die or pass away, it does something, bro. It really does. Like, and Nipsey is an example of that. That did something to a lot of people in our generation, that sometimes it subjectively made people say things that went beyond the truth. Now, I'm not taking away nothing from Nipsey. I love Nipsey. I was on Nipsey before, the Marathon album, Victory Lap. I was on him before that. Like, you could go back to the Slauson tapes, you know what I mean? All that stuff. But I believe, bro, he where he got in the span that he got to, bro, and to be taken out and to see that, it did something to us. Now, when you especially can visually see it and all those others, like, that does something, bro. I mean, even with my guy Cole, like, that did something, and it makes you have a certain more dearness to him. You know what I mean? And I would go to speak and say that was the same thing. It's also with the Pacs and the Bigs. Like, they died at a young age. They was in the middle of their primes, really huge. And I think that can sometimes cause an influence on how we feel and view them. Now, with that being said, bro, take all that away. You then just go look at the art and the workload that they put out. I can go look at Pac and see that this dude had dang near 9-10 albums. He dominated the span that he was in. His impact was relentless. It was nothing you can contain just in his span. It still lives on now. It's not a lot of that, bro, that I can check off those boxes for Big that I can for Pac. It's a difference. We could say they was in the same era when they was like, that was it. That's all I can say. I can't go and sit with all them.
Hold on. Nah, bro. Nah, we're not gonna allow you to do that.
I know you, bro. Keeping it, I'm not lying.
He wasn't just a product of that era, though. Like, you can't just say it was Pac's era and then, Big, I mean, he just happened to be in the era. No, Negro. I mean, to me, at the
you only got 2 albums, bro. I can't give you much out of that.
Hold on. Double disc albums, by the way, bro. Like, we're not talking about like he gave us 10 records. The man gave us like 24 records on one album, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
That's not a lot of music, bro. Like, I think we in 2023, bro. I put out more records than Big. You know what I mean? Me personally.
Yes, word, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like,
I'm longer than Big too, bro.
Right? I'm not kind of comparing myself. I'm just saying the workload. Like, when it come to that and we work in them certain, I'm an artist as well. I'm not saying I'm great. I'm just saying in that space, off of that metric, I supersede that, right? It's a lot of us in that same metric supersede Big in that count. We're not on the same level quality-wise, flow-wise, lyricism, all this other stuff, but I'm just saying that is a huge contribution to why we place people where they are. They have to do a lot.
Nope. Not going to allow you to do this. You about to get this work. You ready? Here's the issue. We just got finished talking about a couple of podcast episodes ago. Tom Brady. Right?
Yeah.
23 years of work. 7 rings.
Right?
I believe 3 or 4 time MVP.
We was talking about Tom Brady.
Greatest quarterback of all time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer and probably #1 quarterback ever. What did we just get finished saying about Patrick Mahomes? who has
Right.
only played, I believe, 5 seasons. The dude has 2 rings. The dude has 2 MVPs,
Right.
and whatever the case may be. If Patrick Mahomes died today, he's a top 5, top 6 quarterback with only 5 or 6 seasons, bro. A limited list. And matter of fact, he could probably contend for being top 3 and still compared to Brady, who had a 23-year career.
Oh, you saying I co-signed all this? What are you saying? Hold on. Or is this your opinion or whose is it?
No, I'm saying we agreed upon this, bro. I'm saying like he's on that GOAT level trajectory.
Ain't nobody say he could die right now and still be top 3, bro. Like ain't nobody.
No.
I think most people. I'm saying when we talking about Pat Mahomes, and it's a little bit different. We a lot of times are saying skill, talent wise, bro. I think he is the greatest of all time. He obviously can throw probably better than Tom Brady. He also can run. He also can do a whole bunch of stuff that we've never seen a quarterback do at that position. Now, when we talking about career-wise and like how he stack up numbers and all this other stuff, no, we not finna. He got a long way to go still. Like he got a long way to go still.
Okay, let me just put it this way. Even with that being said, is Pat Mahomes, if he died today, a first ballot Hall of Famer? I believe so.
Oh yeah, I mean of course.
What I'm saying to you is when you think about big skill set as a rapper and all of that, on top of the bodies of work he gave us, on top of the music that came out post death, bro, big off of that has a Patrick Mahomes level resume to where, okay, you may not be able to put him as high as you want to put him, but anybody who talks about big in hip hop, I'm talking about dudes who rap, dudes who don't rap, artists themselves, his peers who were around. Those who came after Big,
it's people that share this.
None of those dudes would say that Big is not top 10. None of them.
Bro, it's a cat in our same chat that said that they know Kyle on the podcast. Kyle say the same thing, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like it's people out here that believe that same opinion, that share the same opinion. Especially if you talk to cats younger than me. You saying cats at least they got to be older than me, bro. Like that's not universal no more, bro. It's not.
Okay, put it like this: your greats who are old enough, your greats, any of your greats on that list, or any of the rappers you
like
know,
we gotta admit that though.
Wait, what?
Like that's not like I would even go as far as I know my future pick is a little wild. It's a little left. It's not universal. Sure. I know that, but to think that it's cats up under me or cats around my age to believe it's universally that Big is top 5 or even top 10, I think that's inaccurate.
If they're old enough, I would argue this. If they're old enough to remember Big and aren't just checking for him because somebody said, "Hey, do you know who Big is?" So you got to understand, there were people that are born in 2023. I mean 2003 that are now 20 years old. Bro, in 2003, I was like 11. You know what I'm saying? I remember when 50 dropped "Get Rich or Die Trying." So. Like those individuals may not know who Big is because they were born freaking 12 years after his death. I'm saying if you were old enough to be around, if you were 28 to 35 or older, those people who are in our age bracket, none of those individuals who were around are gonna say, "Nah, bro, Big. I mean, I can't even put him in the top 10." I've never heard it.
I just gave you another cat. Hey, Kyle older than both of us, dog. OG. He lived in.
Kyle's also the same dude that says Eminem is number 1 in the world, and that can't.
It's some people that believe, but look, that it's probably more people that agree with that than some of this other stuff we talk. I'm telling you, bro. People believe M is. I ain't mean to like leave him off. M is he's deserving to be supposed to be in the top 5 to 7 for me if I'm really thinking that hard, trying to like nail bite it. He's there. But it's some people that believe he's number 1 too. I just ain't finna give nobody number 1 probably over Hove. That's just like, that's almost illogical to me. It's too much to go down that opinion to explain why. But nah, bro, it's that's where I'm at with the Big situation, dog. Like it's other cats I gotta give up. Okay. It's other cats, dog.
Let me just last question. You would argue there's more people that have Eminem number 1 than Biggie top 10 and they're on their list?
You said top 5. You extended stuff. See, yeah. I don't know. I think those are two respectable things, like that people would argue, and I think it's a lot of people that agree with that Eminem situation. Like he's number 1 on a couple lists if you look up now. Like he's number 1. I don't agree with it.
Now you don't have Big in your top 10, do you not?
I don't have him in my top 10 now.
Right. What I'm saying is, okay. So even if let's just say I'm reaching by saying top 10, which I think we're still talking about the top 10, and you don't have them there, I think it applies. But let's just say I'm tripping. Do you think that there's more people that have Eminem number one all time than Biggie top 5? You believe that's true?
I'm not sure, bro. It depends on who you talking to. If you talking about that 28 to up and 35 and up, you may get more people that's on the big side. You know what I'm saying? But if you talking around cats up under the 28 number, you probably won't. It just depends, bro. I'm just saying, I know it ain't no universal thing like a lot of these names that we named above them. You know what I'm saying? When you come talk about the Drakes of the world, when you talk about Hov, Wayne, Ye's, Pacs, I think those dudes are more definitely universal names that's in the top 10, and they have a whole lot to debate it why. I don't have much to debate it why. And that's the thing. The why is the reason why you have to knock Big down. He don't have a good line of defense. All them other cats I can go to bat for. You can't go to bat for Big like that. He don't have a lot. He wasn't around that long. You ain't got the longevity out. You ain't got the longevity conversation. You ain't got the actual catalog conversation. You ain't got a lot, bro. And those are some huge conversation pieces of the argument.
We got more to cover. But I'm gonna say it like this, bro.
Let me run down. Let me let the audience know your top 10, my G.
Let's do it.
Is this an order for you though, or is it just random?
No order, just top 10, random.
All right. So we got for you. We had Jay, Pac, Nas, Big, Ye, Wayne, Eminem, Drake, Kendrick, and Snoop. You feel good about that still? Or who is one name that you feel like you may have to move, and who would you move it for? Go ahead and say that Future, my G.
Hey, if you want to put Future in the top 20, yeah, I do feel like I need a because Future is definitely my top 20 for sure. Just given everything he's done, it's just that 10 is hard to crack. If you want to remove somebody for a female in hip hop like a Nicki, or I would also argue, you may disagree with this personally.
See, here we go.
I would also argue like a Lauren. Just her work. With,
you see, you get bit by that bug of just being that's what you be on, man.
What bug?
Hell yeah. What you got? What you got, Andre? Top 15? With the type of takes you coming out with. See, that's what I know y'all from a mile away. When y'all start giving that up.
Well, let me just say this. I've gotten crucified in the past for saying that Andre 3000 is not top 15 and borderline, no, definitely not top 10, and borderline not top 15, simply because he doesn't have a body of work. So for me, Andre may not be in my top 15. When I think about it, he may be closer to 25. But I'll say this. Now,
he's just a group member. He's just a great group member to me. You don't even qualify for this.
Well, it's hard.
He doesn't qualify for this. I like that. I like how I say it. He doesn't qualify. You have to meet the qualifications, Andre. And unfortunately, you don't qualify for this. We'll give you the greatest duo. We'll give you that. Have that. Yeah. Take your flowers there. Know where to get your flowers from.
As a solo artist, you're probably right. I would also go as far as saying this about Andre too, though. The reason why people would love to put him in the top 25 is because the talent does speak for itself. If Andre's individual capabilities and skill, I think are something to be discussed. It's just that I can't really rank you when you're not on the floor. And for him, it's like, I know what you're capable of. You've just never been on the floor enough for me to have that conversation about you. So yeah, you're probably right, bro. We probably don't disagree on that actually.
Yeah. You still trying to think about who to move in? Oh, you said just for you probably would move in a woman, and it's between Lauren and Nicki.
I probably put Nicki in there. I mean, I think Nicki's ahead of Lauren just because of all the other stuff. For me, I think Nicki's the greatest female of all time. So Nicki will probably be in there. I don't know who I would move, but I definitely think that a lady deserves to be in that top 10 for sure. I think so.
Nicki, man. Well, you know what time it is, man. I guess I could run. Let me try to see if I can recall mine right quick. My top 10, I think I had, there's no order. I definitely had Hov, Wayne, Drake, Ye, Kendrick, Pac, Nas, DMX, Future, Nicki. Yeah, that's my top 10. That'd be my top 10 right now, man. I know Cat's probably going to try to come and throw rocks at me, but we're giving away work online. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with it. And I would love for people in the comment section, even for us to maybe post it on the page about this Big in the top 10 thing.
Yeah,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked, bro, to be honest. But okay,
yeah, I'll make that. I'll make that like a little whole questionnaire and try to see if we can get some more dialogue. Maybe do a part 2 of that joint. But we gonna get to the next one, man. We know where we talk about music and sports, man. Let's jump into this clip right quick and we jump back, chop it up. I think this is gonna be fun.
Morant against McConnell. Pick and roll. Morant. Oh, my word. With no regard for human life.
82-74.
Oh, Kobe hammers him home.
By Kersey. It's a 3-on-1. Wrestler, yes, and it counts. A facial.
Punched ahead for Griffin. Will drive. He's topped himself again somehow. Jailbreak for the Raptors. Counted 4-on-1 up.
Yeah, we gonna get out of there while we can, boy. That boy VC is insanity. They call him what? They call him Vansanity. Mercy, man. Top 5 in-game dunkers of all time. As you can see, the league is steadily getting insane. How you feel, man? What you think about them few clips we just saw?
Bro, let me just say this, bro. Vince windmill off an alley-oop head at the rim is unbelievable. And you have to understand, this is before we had a surplus of major athletes.
Yeah.
So Vince was ushering in that era. It started with Jordan. Like, obviously, you know, Dr. J precedes Jordan, but Dr. J, but Jordan, then Dominique and those guys. And then Vince's era started really putting it on. And now this era is just insane when everybody's kind of jumping out the gym. Shaedon Sharpe, John Morant, Zion Williamson, and others, you know, who were just jumping out the gym. But, dog, Vince back in like 01, 02 was doing that. And that dunk, to me, is no different than any of Blake's dunks or anybody else, bro. Like, he's that disgusting, bro. That was incredible.
Who you got, man? Who you got, Dad? If you try to run them off real quick, who you think?
Off the top. No order, but these are definitely the top 5 for me. Vince Carter, Blake Griffin, Ja Morant,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Number 5 is going to be tough.
It should be easy. I mean, I agree with everybody's respectable, but you almost have to have this name in there. This name that I'm thinking about, it almost have to be in there.
What era? Ours?
Now, yes. He's been around. The guy's the guy. You already know, man. Come on. Stop playing around, man.
I'm tripping. I'm not trying to believe.
Who have you named so far? VC, Ja Morant, Blake and Jordan.
Griffin, and Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, it should be just right there written on the wall, my G. What we doing?
Who am I missing?
LeBron James, bro. You almost have to have him.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Not as a pure dunker, though. No.
Oh, my God. Oh, okay.
No. No. His thing.
What do you mean? We're not in-game dunkers. So what do you? Let's try to get to some type of measurement on what you mean pure dunker versus just in-game. What you meaning by that? When you looking at it? What you looking at when you trying to come up with this list?
So I'm thinking about. First of all, how many bodies have you caught? How many like spectacular highlight reel dunks have you put in game? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about like, you know, like quantity, quality, all of that. And I'm saying the 4 guys that I've mentioned, like Ja Morant, Blake Griffin, Michael Jordan, Vince Carter, have put dudes on posters in ways we've never seen before. The volume is also an insane amount. Even in John's limited career, it's been an insane amount already. The quality of those dunks aren't just, no disrespect to LeBron, tomahawks off fast breaks, stuff like that. Like these dudes are windmilling, 360ing, reverse dunking, double clutch, behind the back type stuff, like in game. Mm-hmm. LeBron's not necessarily doing that. He has 1 or 2 of those for sure that Cats can point to, but he's not doing that on that level.
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead. Outside
of Blake Griffin, LeBron may be the best alley-oop catcher to just throw it down. I've seen cats throw stuff everywhere, anywhere, and he goes and get it. You can throw a horrible pass, and J.R. Smith was the best at throwing the worst pass, and LeBron making up for that stuff. And then you talking about Showtime type of just memorable. I mean, you talking about In our era, I don't know one that may be more memorable than the snapshot of Wade throwing it and you got Brian in the background slamming it. That's one of the most memorable, just
For sure.
all time. It goes in the books. Like, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, I mean, he got a signature of the tomahawk. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fast break. I got him having that, but I'm going to let you go ahead. Because you still ain't give me your 5, did you?
Because this guy, there's a couple of guys I would have put in that spot. Now, don't get me wrong, LeBron is probably right there though, 6'7". But I'm thinking about dudes like in game, Sean Kemp, Dominique Wilkins. Like in game, what they were doing to two people in game. There's like a 35, 40-minute highlight reel of just Dominique doing people filthy in game, dog. And I'm like, it's gonna be hard for me to put LeBron over those dudes who are kind of known as dunkers, like known for that. LeBron, obviously, one of the greatest players of all time, if not the greatest. So no disrespect to LeBron, but I'm saying in this category, first of all, no more memorable dunk in NBA history than Vince Carter over the 7-footer on the Olympic game. That poster we had never seen before. Ja Morant has done people so dirty. I mean, that speaks for itself. Blake Griffin had a highlight reel of multiple people he's done so filthy. It will forever live in our hearts and minds. Put it like this: Blake Griffin will be talked about, even though his career was injury prone in the second half of his career. He'll still be talked about for how bad he did people in the NBA, even though Blake Griffin didn't do all that he should have done because of injury in his career. He'll still have a space in the future. So I'm thinking about who should live in 5. For me, it's either going to be Dominique. I'm going to go Dominique 5. Now, if you want to put LeBron, Sean Kemp, the rest of those guys 6 and 7, I'm right there with you. But for me, I got to put Dominique 5. Those are my 5 in-game dunkers doing stuff that I've never seen before. Those are my 5.
Yeah, I mean, see, I would easily probably put Brian over guys like Dominique because he's even more athletic than them guys. He got more body than them guys. I mean, just off of default because his longevity is through the roof. So I think that's why I look at that type of stuff. But if I had to go off rip, bro, top of the head, top 5 in-game dunkers, we definitely gonna share some of the same. I think Ja Morant, I have to put him there. Yeah, you just got to put Ja there. I mean, that dunk we just looked at, I almost believe that's probably the best in-game dunk of all time almost, bro. That muck was insane. So I'm going Ja. I got to go Jordan, man. This guy's the logo. You know, he has, his style of dunking kind of is apart from everybody else's, the way he kind of, sat in the air longer than everybody else. And that wasn't just only for dunking. There was a lot of times for, like, the layup package was insane. Blake is there, so we share those 3. Blake, yeah, I mean, oh my God. He made the whole term baptism. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was baptizing cats. Like, gotta put Blake there. Gotta put Blake there. His buddy was baptizing cats too. That may be the most disrespectful one. DeAndre Jordan over.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the guy?
Brandon
That dude just. Brandon Knight. He couldn't, bro. Brandon Knight for a stretch of almost his entire career, he never could catch a break in all kind of facets of the game. I mean, he couldn't stay on the court. He was getting bodied. I mean, he was getting. That's the same dude that Kyrie broke down in the sophomore. Oh God, yeah, man.
Golly,
so
boy.
He couldn't catch a break. But yeah, Blake's there. And then I'm gonna probably have to play towards some of the guys because honestly, I think Kobe. He because his game was so similar to Jordan, I think a lot of people give him a backseat. But bro, I mean, you still got so many bodies that he didn't caught. He got a 7-footer under his belt. Yao Ming. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of times that cats ain't even get that off. He got that off. You see him. We just seen him baptize your boy Dwight Howard. You know what I'm saying? He welcomed him to the league with a nice nasty one. He's also a past dunk contest winner. You know what I'm saying? So I got to get in that, and then I got to put Brian there as well. So yeah, my 5 would probably consist of those dudes, man. Ja, Jordan, Blake, Kobe, LeBron. Top 5 in-game dunkers. VC, I separate VC. I leave him out of it, man. He's just,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I leave VC out of the conversation because he's just, He is the greatest, you know what I'm saying? Like to lace up and dunk, so I leave him out, man. But yeah, man. Okay. It definitely is some cats out there, man. I know D Rose at one point, before the injury, he was nasty. Rose at one point, my boy Russie Rusty don't got a lot of bodies. He got bodies, but he don't got a lot. But as far as just his tenacity and attack on the rim was just vicious. Respect to the old.
Who's more
between
athletic?
those guys?
Rose or what? Westbrook?
I don't know, dog. I think I may have to. And I'm fans of both of them. I love both of them guys, man. But I may have to. I don't know. I think I may have to go Rusty though because I got more tape on him. You know, I gotta see. But the span that I seen Rose in, is the most athletic PGs are those two in Ja. I give it between those three. Ja, Rose, Russ. I don't think we ever seen nothing like him. Shout out to my boy Steve Franchise. He was one of them guys that can rise up and throw down on anybody.
Steve Franchise for sure.
It ain't too many cats that even can be in that space as far as athleticism, PG wise. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Hey, no kizzy though. PG got a nice dunk package too. He got a smooth savant type of package. I mean,
first of all, I know PG gives people the blues for other reasons. But also, just his game is one of the smoothest games I've ever seen. I mean, the way he moves on the court, left to right, step back, like he looks like he's dancing out there.
He
bro.
does.
You know what I'm saying?
My boy said it looks like he's dancing out there.
You know what I mean? Like
he does.
Dudes, bro.
He has one of the smoothest, and at times Tatum can get in that bag. It isn't quite as put together how PG's is right now, and probably in a few years, because PG didn't come in as the most offensive lethal weapon. But once he turned the corner, it was over. It was over, bro. But yeah, he is smooth, bro. Like PG is smooth, bro. One of the smoothest, dog. Package is crazy as well, dog. Pause, but can't get to saying anything. Come on, man. We can get to this next one, dog. We got some fun ones today, dog. Let's see what this next one is, man. Which song is this rapper most known for? Okay. Now, this is going to be pretty interesting. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be pretty interesting, dog. The first person that came to my mind, the first person that came to my mind when I was thinking about this, bro, was Gucci Mane for some reason, bro.
That sound right there?
No. When this question came up, I was like, Gucci Mane was one of the first people I thought about when I'm like, what song is he's most known for that people like, yeah. You say this, I immediately think this song about Gucci Mane. You say this, I immediately think this song about Ludacris. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that'd be the type of deal. So we let me throw Gucci Mane out there, dog. Which song you think, dog?
For me, only because this song was one of the biggest party anthems, and I was out partying at that time of my life. Wasted by Gucci, bro.
That's good.
That record for me, when I think of Gucci, that's the first record I think of.
Listen to this track, bitch.
Yeah. Nah, Wasted. Hey, Wasted was one of the ones too. Wayne got on that mug. That's what really took it down for me. Once Wayne got on that joint, flipped that mug. So Icy is definitely up there for me. You know what I mean? Even what's that joint? Is it called Lemonade?
Yeah.
Lemonade. That joint is up there for me when it come to Gucci. But I think, Wasted, that's probably one of my favorites. I don't know if Universal that'll be the one he most known for, but I think it's definitely up there for sure, dog. What about
Icy? I think so. It's hard for me to split Icy from Jeezy, even though that was Gucci's song. Yeah, I just think it's easy too. So yeah, that's the reason why they named that one. But yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. No, I think them all good, bro. What you think about when I mentioned Ludacris?
Move.
Okay. That's big. That's big. Yeah, man. He got a bunch of big boys too, dog. Move.
A lot of them.
I probably would have to agree. Move probably would be mine too, dog. Yeah, that Chicken and Bread album was crazy too. Love that mug. That mug definitely a classic under his belt. I'm trying to think if there's any ones that may be at the top of my head that'd be up there on the same level as Move, dog.
Stand Up?
Stand Up. Hey, I know his verse on I'm So Hood definitely up there. It ain't his song, but
facts.
It ain't his song, but boy, I tell you, when it came to that remix, he let it off, boy. I'm telling you, boy.
Should have been on the original version. He's going crazy.
He went crazy, dog. Let me see, dog. What other rappers we got out here, dog? I know. How about this one, dog? What's the first song you think of when I name Lil Wayne? Weezy. What you think is? Really?
That for me, the first, for me.
Yeah.
Now I know. Now Wayne has so many that it really is just about your first memory for Wayne than anything. But I remember hearing Fireman and feeling like, oh, he's no longer just the dude that I listened to. Like, oh yeah, that's Wayne. Like that's when he became. Oh, that's Wayne. That's for me.
Yeah.
That's when that happened.
Yeah, I probably would have to go with a Millie, dog. I probably would have to go with a Millie. I was about to say, what is this song I'm thinking about? Dag, it's on that one album. It's on the album with the envelope. Oh my God, I gotta go look at it now, bro. Hold on, bro. This song is everything to me. I had my producer, my cousin, bro, my producer. I had him remake the beat to this mug, bro. I love this mug so much. Like, and people, bro, when I pull this mug up, cats gonna know. Hold on, bro. This, I know it ain't the biggest, but if you a Wheezy head, bro, you know this mug, dog. And this ain't even from. I guess this was kind of mixtape, but it made its way onto It made its way to actually DSPs as well. Where this mug at, bro? Dag, bro. I hope they got this mug, dog. He got so many albums on. He got so many albums on this mug, boy.
Shrooms keep me up. I ain't got no words.
Dag. F him. No, the president. I gotta, because I don't see this mug. I'm trying to remember the title, dog, so I'm rapping this mug, dog. Hey, where is this mug at, bruh?
Do it based off the song lyrics, bro, if you gotta look it up that way.
Man, bruh, it's gonna come to me, dog. Man, I gotta find that mug later and put this mug back in here, dog. Who else we got, dog? Biggest song you think of when I drop, name drop? Let's go with Drizzy Drake Rogers, dog. Biggest song. What's the song you think of when I name drop Drizzy, dog?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so most popular song from Drizzy, in my opinion, started from the bottom. But that's not the one that resonates with me most. That's not the one that resonates with me most. It's just if put it like this, if I'm talking to somebody about Drizzy, who did not know who he was, I would throw that out there in hopes that they would know who I'm talking about. So that I hate that I have to use that, but you literally just said when you think about Drizzy, what's the song? Unfortunately, that's the song. Definitely not this catalog.
It's definitely a big one, but I probably would go with something like God's Plan. Maybe I'm trying to give one of them ones that's just like Best I Ever Had is definitely gonna be up there too.
Oh yeah.
That mug. That was the kind of one that song was the one that kind of opened up the floodgates, and we knew we was dealing with somebody that was more than a rapper at that point.
Yeah.
Definitely, dog. Best I Ever Had, God's Plan, One Dance. I think One Dance actually is his biggest song outside of maybe God's Plan. It's between those two. But yeah, I think you gotta put that up there too. Yeah, man. It's crazy when you're dealing with a cat like him though, bro. What about when I name drop CB, Chris Brown? What song come to mind? With you.
with you is definitely. So it depends. But probably the first record, of course, obviously. I think this is the obvious pick. You could probably say different as a CB fan, but the obvious pick for me is Run It, right? Because Run It, when that came on, with him and Jewels, that was like the thing that made CB on the map. And so from there, that whole era really though, Run It, Yo, Without You, that whole space and time, any of those records. But yeah, Run It for me.
Yeah, I think Run It is Run It or With You for sure be up there for me. It's like it's always, bro. Chris' catalog is ridiculous. It's something about his early interest projects that still live in people's hearts. Forever probably would be up there for me too. Forever is forever. That mug is. I got another good one for you though, dog. 50 Cent, my G. 50 Cent, my G.
We already know the obvious one in the club, but I'm gonna go past that though. When I think of 50, I think of I think so. When I was in the street, it was patiently waiting. I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode on. You know what I mean?
Whenever he got in that sing sung bag, he always came with it, Dag.
Yeah, Hated to Love It is another one for me too, G. I know I'm throwing out too many because I'm a 50 fan. But Hated to Love It, man. Hated to Love It. Actually, that's what we'll go with. Hated to Love It, because anybody know in the club, I get it, but Hated to Love It, bro. That's it for me.
I'm probably gonna have to go with Many Man.
Ooh,
I'm gonna have to probably. I like 21 Questions too. That whole album.
Would it be blasphemous to say that is in contention for the best rap album of all time? Would that
Get
be
Rich or Die Trying?
Absolutely, dog. To me, there was nothing but slaps on that album, bro.
It was,
nothing but slaps.
And it wasn't all side A's, it's side B's. Everything was appropriate.
Yeah, like PIMP, Patiently Waiting, Many Men, Wankster, In the Club, were all on that album, bro.
21 Questions on that too. Yeah.
I mean, NYPD, LAPD, that joke was like, and this is off the top. I'm not even looking at no list, bro. That album was insane, bro. That album was insane.
It is, bro. They need a college course on that album. They really do. Yeah,
okay.
He was in a different bag, man. 50 need a college course on his mogulness. You know what I'm saying? He transcends industries and, make it all make sense. He's actually one of the cats I look up to with his whole blueprint of business, man. Here we go, Doc. We got something else for y'all. What y'all feel about this? We gonna name some rappers, and y'all gotta tell us, are these rappers past their prime or are they still in it? So, are these rappers past their prime or not?
Okay.
What do we think about J. Cole? Yeah.
Now we asking this question right now.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna disrespect Jermaine Cole. He's still in his prime. Man. He's still in his prime, man. That's it. That's my answer, man. He's still in his prime. I'm gonna be respectful, man. He's still in his prime, man.
Hold on. I'm on the podcast. So, you think Cole's still in his prime?
Listen, he just gave us a crazy verse on that Creed 3, dog. That let me know he's still in his bag. He just had the verse of the year last year on the Benny the Butcher record. Cole's still got a lot to offer the game, bro. He's still in his prime.
What's Cole's last solo project? Is it the off season?
Yes, it is. It's the off season.
Okay. They say you're only as good as your last project now. Is that a classic?
No, that's not a classic, but we'll give it a few more listens as time passes, and we'll see. But yeah.
Cole was a perfect candidate to start this question off with.
He really was.
Is he still in his prime? I'm not sure. If he is, he's on his way out, I would say. He is. And honestly, that's because I don't think rappers and artists are refining, how to be able to still create quality, right? I think Hov was the first real example of that. Mm-hmm. He's proof of it. But I think a part of your prime goes to how active you are, how much you still care to do it, because I think it's people out there that can always come back and give you everything that they gave you. I mean, Hov is still doing it, but I can't say Hov is still in his prime because he obviously is not even too worried about music, So I think, and Cole kind of strikes me as one of those individuals that may be starting to be on the downside of, even if you pay attention close to some of his lyricism, he's kind of maybe hinting at it. And he's the one I would believe. If he says he's putting down the mic or he's about to slow down, I believe him. We got Drake in the interview recently saying he's trying to see how to gracefully exit. I mean, he's been saying that for about 10 years himself now. And the nigga been dropping 2 projects for 2 years straight. I mean, so he's the one I would believe. But yeah, I would say, he still can punch at that same rate. And I just would, the reason why I would say he's on his way out is because I think he may be slowing down. So not the fact that he's dropping the ball in the quality or anything, but yeah, that's where I would be at. Who else we got, man? Tyler, the Creator. What do we think about Tyler?
tough. No, you know what? No. Tyler's still in his prime.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I had to really think about the last thing, and I was like, oh yeah. No, Tyler's still in his prime. I still got a lot of faith in what Tyler's up to do next. I feel good about Tyler actually. Mm-hmm. So the next I hear from Tyler, I'm actually expecting some of his best work, if not the best work that he's yet to release. Yeah, man, I'm rolling with Tyler all the way, bro. He's with his prime. What you got?
Nah, I'm right there with you. Tyler's definitely in his prime. Honestly, bro, if we took a look at his last few projects, Tyler is, he's maybe at his peak. He may be that boy Tyler may be at his peak, dog. Like, let me look at his last few records. I know his last one was Call Me If You Get Lost, and then Igor was another special one. It wasn't right up the pipeline and everybody taste buds, but if you open and you can respect all kind of forces of genres of music, that definitely was special.
Absolutely.
So
was good, actually.
Yeah, man, I think he's still in his prime. I think he's still in his prime. And I'm looking forward for what's to come from him as well. I got a good one. Here we go. You ready for this one?
Here we go.
You ready?
Let's get it. Yeah.
La Flame, Travis Scott. What you think, dog?
Travis better not be out of his prime. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, the way you probably feel about Cole is the way I feel about Travis, though. He got to be careful. What we hear from him next, I think, will determine that the most. I would like to believe that Travis has a lot left. I'm not sure about that, though. And this is coming from somebody who's a real Travis fan who really feels like his sound is one that we need in the genre, who was really, before all of this Astroworld stuff, was on his way to skyrocketing, in my opinion, and one of those dudes to really challenge for the culture. But yeah, he's kind of in show and tell mode, and so I'm gonna say I think so. That's as much as I can give Travis right now, just being honest.
Yeah, I think Travis in his prime still. I think he's in his prime. Yeah, like you said, he was the guy that was gonna be. If it was anybody that was coming to get the torch from Drake, it was gonna be him. And if I'm looking at his last, recent offerings, he was on Heroes and Villains with Metro. He had a nice amount of collaborations last year. They're not coming to my mind right now, but I know I was bragging about him a lot last year, because before that I was kind of where you are right now. Kind of worried about him, but I think he's turning the corner. And I'm looking forward to the next album, Astroworld. If we judging him off his last actual full project, I mean, he's very much in his prime. That was 5 years ago. I think that was in 2018. We in 2023 right now. But his last full actual project aces it. But you got to look at those singles. He did drop a lot of singles. They did go number one, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Highest in the Room. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Scots. He dropped a record with that album or that movie Tenet. I just counted that as a soundtrack. But he did drop one that I thought was pretty cool with J. Cole. This was right before Astroworld nonsense went down. That was pretty solid. But I think he's on the up and up, still in his prime. But yeah, he gotta come correct. It's a little pressure on his back. It ain't like make or break, but it's a little pressure on his back. I got a good one
for him. He on the clock for me though.
I can understand why people got him on the clock, and I think he knows, I got a good one though. Lil Baby.
Lil Baby might be out of his prime already.
See, I knew you was finna start acting crazy. See, I knew this cat was finna start acting crazy right here, dog. Hey, man, you already think he done took his nose dive. Baby came. He gave us a crazy mixtape run. He gave us a crazy freshman project. And then he jumped off the bridge with that It's Only Me sophomore, huh? That's what happened?
Listen, bro. Listen, there's only so many times I want to keep hearing that same flow for 20 records, bro. And he's starting to get me upset. Here's the problem for me with Lil Baby, though. The talent is really not the question. The diversity and how he can dispense his talent is the question. And so for me, that is the difference between the good and the great of those who extend their prime. Wayne hops on multiple things because that's the dude that they compare him to. That's his senior, according to many people in rap. Wayne gets on everything and changes cadence, changes flow. Wayne can get into multiple streams, multiple bags. Lil Baby has one superpower, and it is a superpower. Do not get that twisted. It's a superpower. He has killed some of your favorite artists on their features. However, that might be it. That boy might not have no more songs left, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. So yeah. I'm open. But as far as I'm concerned, that brother's probably headed out of this problem. He don't switch it up.
Yeah, no, I like what you said. He got to learn how to dispense his talents, man. That was perfect because I think he has the capability. I think he has the wherewithal to know how to use his talent, whether that's, the amount that he's dispensing in a certain season or year, whether that's, cutting back on giving people features because we know you're going to give them the same type of superpower, the same type of package that we come to your album for. So when we get to your album, we already heard your offerings, so it's not that, shocking or off factor once we get to the album. And the crazy thing is, as crazy as this gonna sound, well, let me say this. I'll say I felt like on his first debut album, the freshman project, which is called My Turn, he came so correctly on there. He had stuff on there like Catch the Sun that was super just, crossover and not just the same flow pattern, not the same production. Even before that, you got songs like Close Friends where, it's a little bit more relationship. And he got some of those stuff on there, but it's kind of the same package that you already got on the first one. But I just think he only showing one hat trick recently, bro, and he got to know how to switch it up, how to slow it down, how to go and get other sounds. And the other thing that I'm saying right now, when I'm thinking about when I'm saying this stuff, is how Dirk has went on with his career as far as like them being kind of a duo. He's kind of took the better route. You know what I mean? He's kind of took the better route. He's been putting himself next to better artists as far as features. And Dirk just know how to do it. You get different versions of Dirk. You get Dirk that he, feeling a certain way about getting India back. You get singy. You get happy Dirk. You get, you don't want to see Dirk at night Dirk. You know what I mean? Like, you get every type of fashion of Dirk. And, yeah, man, he doesn't give you the same song over and over. He gives you different versions, and you got to know how to do that. You got to know how to reinvent yourself. And unfortunately for Baby, man, I don't know. So back to the question: is he out of his prime? I'm not gonna count him out yet. I'm not. I ain't gonna count him out yet. I think this may just be, that sophomore album that may just be a bad apple in the bunch. That he can turn the narrative around. Others have, and I believe he got the ability to. But
I got one for you.
What's that?
One for you. Is the Baby out of his prime?
He's out of his prime. Not because it's mainly just because of he's out of his prime because the industry ain't gonna let him back in to even get back into his prime.
Right.
Because the baby had one of the greatest entrances to the game. You know what I mean? And I'm not even the biggest fan of the Baby, but I respect the way he moved. Like musically, he picked the right type of features. Like he was doing a lot of great things that the momentum he was riding, he rode it better than a lot of people at the start of their career. But, I just think he's in too many people bad graces. You know what I mean? I don't think people gonna ever give him that real benefit of the doubt to say, here you go, we gonna give you a platform back and put you back on all these stages where you were before, all the things went left. But yeah, I would say that because honestly, it's kind of hard to keep up with him if you ain't like a diehard fan, which I wasn't. But by default, because he was being covered everywhere, I would check into his stuff, and he would have some joints like that song he had. It was when he had Danny Lay in the it was called Masterpiece. Yeah, that mother was crazy. It was when Danny Lay was in the video. They kind of first got together. That mother was crazy. He was always good for a good bop, but he kind of was going down that same route that we kind of said about Baby. Keep on giving us the same song, same production, same flow. But, he did show other sides of him. It just was never louder than what we know for him to be. But what you think?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. To me, he's gotten better as a rapper, though, which is probably the crazy part about it. Like,
so you still checking for him? Like, you still keeping up with him then?
Here's the thing. It's hard not to when you think in some capacity, not for the music, but the LA Leakers freestyle that went viral for a little while. He was going crazy. He might have the best LA Leakers freestyle of all time. And so, like, that just from that standpoint, and then I think he recently went on a streak where he was putting out like little freestyles just to kind of get his buzz going off of that, where he freestyled on Lauryn Hill's joint and a few other songs. He's an incredible talent. It's just he's made too many mistakes off the mic, in the culture. He's lost the women fan base for the way that he's treated Danny and his baby moms and all that. So he's kind of killed himself in multiple areas. And then it's only so much that you want to hear of a dude getting beat up, you know what I'm saying, slapping your baby mama. Like, if I catch you in the street, I'm going to pistol whip you and shoot you. Like, he's a tough guy all the time. You never hear any different lyrics. Like, I'm most of the type of dude to slap you in front of your children. All right, fam, well, like, give me something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, do me a favor, bro.
Nah, I feel you, dog. I got one for you. Nah, go ahead.
No, that's it. That's it for me, G. Go ahead. Throw it at me.
I got one for you, man. We got to get a female in here, dog. Megan Thee Stallion. What we doing? Get out the frame for that one. Now, hold on now. He's shooting gunshots now. Oh yeah, man. Hey, look, don't forgive me, guys. That's just if y'all watch the podcast, that's just a part of the theatrics. Come on now.
He's shooting gunshots. It's crazy, dude.
Nah, seriously, no. All jokes aside, what you think? Megan Thee Stallion, is she past her prime or is she still in it? What we doing?
Hey, man. The fat lady has begun to sing, man. It's over for Meg, man. She out there. Hey, bro. She at every performing arts center blowing right now, bro. She's singing her heart out. It's over, bro. It's over, bro. Like, I don't know what to think, bro. Good night. And if you still ain't left the building, you one of the last people in there, as far as I'm concerned.
You helping clean up the set at this point, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you part of the cleanup crew at this point, bro. You might as well grab a broom or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's what I believe. But let me just say this: though I think the rap career is most likely over, you know what's not over? Her star power. So I think what she could do is take a route like Cardi did, become a host somewhere, become an actress, put yourself in another box.
She already becoming an actress.
Yeah, like, I mean, hey, figure something out. Like, do commercials. Like, I think she still can get in that bag. I just think the rap, the music part is over.
Yeah. However you look at it, unfortunately, I have to agree. It may be over. If I'm putting money on it, I'm putting more money on it. The fact that she's out of her prime. But she will still have celebrity, and that's one thing that she can lean on and she can leverage, like you said, either towards, acting or commercials or, opening up at Oscar ceremonies and things of that nature just to keep her relevance alive. But when it comes to the music, and I think that's what she's been doing. I mean, honestly, for the belly of her career, that's kind of what it's been. It's kind of been a narrative and it's kind of been a reality is, her getting awarded for more than what her music garners. We talking about she has multiple Grammys, and when it comes to her sales and her fan base, like I said, the podcast where I said, I don't know anybody that's ever been to a Megan Thee Stallion show live. Like, I don't know any of that stuff. Like, when it comes to the hard, concrete evidence as to why she is where she is, it's not a lot to support it outside of, a lot of the unfortunate situations that kind of blew her up before that. Though before that, I thought she had a lot of promise. I thought she had a lot of, her trajectory was pretty high. She actually was making records that I respected just as an MC and as a male, being on part of the male fan base side. That's already a hard hill that you have to climb with trying to win some male as your fan base. But, at that point she was, back when she was on the Tina Snow vibe and Captain Hook freestyle in the booth, like she was killing it. But then, we got to hey, what's the albums, bro? It just started getting crazy. The album started getting, what was it called? Good News. That mug was, oh Lord. That album I couldn't even do it, dog. And then She had something called Something for the Hotties that wasn't cool. Last album was called Traumazine or Traumazine. I didn't get with that. So yeah, man. I mean, you consecutively got bad albums, and it's multiple albums. So you automatically writing yourself off in my book. I ain't even doing it. You doing it. So I think she's definitely out of her prime, but yeah, she'll still have some celebrity pop ups. Probably go more towards that Sweetie type of vibe. Sweetie be everywhere, but her it don't connect with it. It doesn't reflect her relevance in music. You know what I mean? But Sweetie be everywhere. She's attractive.
Right.
Got personality. She be on Super Bowl commercials, a whole nine. But get to the music, it ain't no substance there. It ain't nothing there. So I think that's kind of where her new space would be at.
Yeah, I agree.
Not bad. Still to get a bag coming in, right? Probably go like you said, host on. Who knows? America's Got Talent. First you gotta have talent to be on. All right, let's get off that. All right, see, cats start to see. Come on, man. All right, what we doing, man? What we doing, man? Cat like me ain't never right, man. All right, they gonna kill me.
Man.
I know they gonna get me out of there, man. We gotta have a little entertainment. I do think Meg got some talent. I just think she needs some little redirection. But let's try to do these really quick, man. Draft these teams all-time starting five. We gonna start with first. Let's start off with the Celtics, man. I'll give you the honors of going ahead and tackling that and see what you can pull out. See how the fans respond and see if they rocking with you or think you bugging out.
Yeah. Celtics all-time starting five. They better not think I'm bugging out. Larry, Mikal, Garnett, Tatum, and who's my guard?
Yeah, I like this. I hope he leave him out. I'm gonna laugh.
Who's my guard? Yeah.
Who you got?
Nah, Pierce. Pierce got to be there.
See, you should have left that nigga out.
Yeah, my bad.
Man. Oh, my God. This nigga Pierce. I was looking at something earlier, boy. That nigga, they left that nigga out, boy. But
oh no.
I honestly think they just forgot though. It's almost if you leave him out, you got to be like me or somebody like.
Yeah, nah. You can't leave my dog out, man.
What's up? You ain't got Bob Cousy in there?
Nah, come on, man. Bob was playing against truck drivers and drunk guys, man. There's no way he's in there.
Cats with part-time 9 to 5s, huh?
Yeah, bro. Bob was playing against dudes who was working at H&R Block and Blockbuster, man.
No Bill?
Who?
No Bill?
So I respect Bill game, and of course Bill's one of my greatest of all time. But when I think about like games that transcend, I don't want to disrespect Bill. Bill should be in there. Get Mikal out of there. Put Bill.
Take Mikal out of there. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. All right. I respect that. I ain't even gonna tackle that. I'm gonna let you do what you do with them, and I'll tackle Lakers. Lakers starting five all time. If I had to pick my GV,
you better be careful. I already know you're gonna pick out somebody who's supposed to be in there, but go ahead.
It's one of the. Trying to pick the starting five for the Lakers maybe the hardest of all NBA franchises. But let me try to do it, guys. I gotta go Magic number 1. I gotta go Kobe number 2. I'm gonna go to my See, after that, it already get hard, man. Like, I don't even... I gotta just... And here's the... I'm just picking the greatest cats. You know what I'm saying? Not the greatest Lakers. I know cats like to tackle that from that angle. I'm just picking the greatest at whatever position. So I'm gonna go Brian number 3. And then... I gotta go Brian number 3. I just gave you the disclaimer, bro. See, you doing what they doing. See, this cat, come on. So give me Magic 1, Kobe 2, Brian 3.
Come on, man.
Our 4 slots. Right. Our 4 slots are hard. We don't.
This is easy though. There's only one guy there.
Who you got? You talking about Powell?
Nah. Who was Magic's running mate? You remember?
Kareem.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But Kareem is a 5 though. Kareem, you must be talking about Worthy then.
I was talking about James Worthy.
Yeah, you must be talking about Worthy. See, it's hard though, and see that's why I said the 4 is hard because you got to look at Powell. You can look at a Worthy, or we can look at. I ain't even gonna mention him name because I ain't finna get killed because I kill him all the time. We not mentioning that nigga. I'm personally gonna go. I'm personally gonna go Powell. I gotta go Powell. Yeah, I gotta go Powell.
James? Nah.
Yeah, I gotta go Powell. He was my era. He won with my Lakers. You know what I mean? He was a crucial. He was the second. He was the Robin to my Kobe. So I gotta go there. And then the 5, I gotta go Shaq.
So Kareem is none of your top 5 Lakers?
He not, bro. He not.
Nah, you lost your damn.
Yeah, I gotta go Shaq. That Shaq, that Shaq next to the Kareem, we got the back end of Kareem, right? Magic was running the show at that point.
MVP for y'all, Negro? What you talking about?
Hey man, look, Shaq got an MVP and 3 Finals MVPs on his tenure with the Lakers. Come on, we got the pinnacle of Shaq, bruh.
I think Wilt has a couple of those too, though, bro.
Wilt or Kareem? Who you talking about?
I'm sorry. Kareem has a couple Finals MVPs with the Lakers too, bro.
Bruh, I'm telling you, bro, the cat that was running it during the stint, dog, Magic became that guy. He took it away from him.
I agree. But, you know what
I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So I know, that's a hard one, dog. But so that's my 5, man. Kobe, Magic, Bron, Powell, Shaq. Give me that.
I'd rather you cheat, get Powell out of there, and just put Kareem and Shaq next to each other.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I would have to do, but we know neither one of them niggas belong at the 4. They just too. I'd just be cheating at that point. I try to give me some guidelines to make it hard, but
I'm with you, dog.
What's the last team I say? Houston. Let's try to pick that last starting 5, man. Who you got for them?
Okay, so of course you start with Hakeem.
Is Harden making it? Is Harden making it?
Yeah. Hakeem, Harden.
Ooh, it's a little tough. I looked at other franchises. I'm like, I like Houston challenge.
Okay. Clyde Drexler was older, but I think he's in there.
What's old boy name? Charles Barkley?
Barkley was older when he played for Houston, though.
He was.
That's the only problem. Houston got stars. Like,
you know who
Houston
I'm putting over there?
At one point,
I'll give you one.
Ooh.
Tracy McGrady. Give me him.
Oh, yeah.
I got to put him over there.
Yeah.
T-Mac.
So I'm doing it like this then. If I'm honest, I'm gonna go Hakeem, Yao, Tracy, Harden. You give me a third. You give me the last one.
Dang. There had to be the PG because you ain't got no PG over there right now.
Give me CP3.
That's CP3? If I'm going off of what I was doing earlier, yeah, give me CP3. Yeah.
Because I love Kenny the Jet, but Kenny the Jet was not as good as CP was.
Nah.
Kenny the Jet was good, but he wasn't as good as CP was.
Steve Francis? Mentioned him earlier.
Oh, dang, I love Franchise.
I love Franchise. He was everything before Rose.
Yeah, you know what? Franchise was better than CP when CP played for Houston. So yeah. Give me Steve Francis, James Harden, Tracy McGrady, Hakeem Olajuwon, Yao Ming. There you go.
That'd be a fun arcade team to play with.
Oh, facts. That'd be fire.
That'd be fun, dog. It'd be a ball tussle between Harden and everybody, really. That nigga probably ball hog more than them. You know T-Mac need the ball. T-Mac's I was about to say T-Mac's the best offensive player on there, but you got to look at Hakeem. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of scoring on there. It's not a lot of D. But it's a lot of scoring.
Hakeem, though, defensive player of the year a couple years in a row.
Yeah. I'm saying, but everybody else, they wasn't really known. I guess Yao by nature, the height, whatever. But cats could body him if you really wanted to. But yeah, that'd be a fun game. That'd be a fun team to play with, though, man. Best 6 man of all time. I thought this one was pretty interesting, man. What you think, dog?
So for me,
what's that?
I thought this was easy.
Really? Well, give me who you got.
Is it not the Argentinian from San Antonio?
Manu?
Is it not him?
You got the Jamal Crawfords of the world. You got the Lou Wills of the world. Jordan Clarkson. I'm playing with him. That nigga just became...
I was like, wait a minute. Jordan Clarkson.
Manu. You would have to probably give it to Manu because he's probably the most decorated 6 man of all time, right?
Here's the way I see it, bro. Manu was the one dude who had all NBA potential, who we never got to really see it because he decided to spend his entire career in San Antonio. Yeah. If Manu played for another franchise, bro, similar to what Harden did when he left OKC. Now, he wouldn't have went 40 and 13 and all that, but I'm saying the type of leap somebody would take from going off the bench to being a starter. that type of leap, obviously he's not as good as Harden as a scorer, but that type of leap is what I would have considered Manu would have took if he would have been like the focal point somewhere else. Let Manu go to freaking Charlotte or something like that. Now he's the feature guy for a franchise. Manu would have broke all types of records over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Manu was that good. It's just that he decided rings and the legacy for team and what he would eventually accomplish on that side of it was bigger than his individual accolades. And I can respect it. And now, he's a, four-time champion, however many championships he's won over there.
Yeah.
Because of that. So, yeah, Manu, to me, has to be the best six man with Jordan Crawford. I'm tripping. Jamal Crawford being
number two,
being the other guy for consideration because Jamal was disgusting off the bench.
Probably the most.
Every team he was on.
Jamal probably was the most explosive six man for sure. I believe Jamal got a couple 50-point games off the bench.
Absolutely,
Six-man.
Jamal Crawford was crazy.
Yeah. Was Robert Orver really a six man? I know he came off the bench for my Lakers. I can't remember if he was he's the next guy finna get into the line. He started in Houston, I know. Yeah, he probably would be kind of I would have to take a harder look at that. But probably the greatest role player of all time. I'm not sure who he'd get that to, but he's definitely
right. Now that's a fact.
Yeah. Probably
Robert dog. He was. Yeah. You had him. You was guaranteed making it late in the playoffs, bro. He was that guy.
He was.
Sure.
He was. He come to your team and he'd bring a certain elevation, dog. Yeah, I pretty much agree. Yep, Manu, Jamal Crawford, Lou Will.
Shout out to Lou Will.
How important was it seemed I don't know. Was the sixth man that important back in the Magic and Kareem and was Steve Kerr sixth man?
You can argue that. Steve Kerr was he was one of the top off the bench for sure.
I feel like the sixth man really became kind of branded in the league like in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
so on and so forth. They became like, we got to make sure we got one of those on our bench to kind of come in and give us some, you know what I mean?
People forget Tony Kukoc, bro, was technically one of the guys off the bench too. And
Tony Kukoc, man, that was my favorite. That was my favorite bull outside of Jordan. Tony Kukoc.
Tony was tough, dog.
I thought Tony was that dude.
He really was. The fact that he came to the league and decided to play under them dudes, bro, because you got to remember, Tony had some of that same pub that Dirk got later in life from being from overseas and stuff like that. Tony could have very well been on someone else's team and been the focal point and been a star somewhere else.
Yeah.
Left-hander, tons of skill, kind of like a white version of like a prime version of Lamar Odom. He had all types of game, did all types of stuff, could shoot, could dribble, could defend. Tony was that guy. So when I think about six men too, even though he wasn't branded as that in his career, he very well could have been as well, for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Tony and them, man. They definitely was one of them guys. What you think? Hey, when you think about them in-game dunkers, did you ever think about Scotty?
Yeah, I did. Scotty's got to be pretty high on that list. He was catching everybody. He told Patrick Ewing, "I'm coming for you." Period. Like, this is personal. Yeah,
one of the most disrespectful dunks ever. We definitely gonna go down that route because we all about smoking disrespect. Some of the most disrespectful plays in all four major sports. We going everywhere, so we know hockey gonna have the first 20. Yeah, we gonna make sure we tag in some of y'all hockey fans. Make sure we get y'all over it too, dog.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
Let me say this though, real quick before we wrap.
What's up?
The most disrespectful player in the NBA, you'll like this, was from your Lakers. Dude driving, getting ready to get a full court fast break layup, bro. And here comes Shannon Brown with the block, one hand.
Snatches it off
the most disrespectful plays in the entire NBA.
That boy
to where Kobe doesn't get hyped for anybody.
Right.
Kobe looked at the replay and said, and he had to turn away from it. Like, that's how you know that was crazy. But
that mug was. Yeah, we gonna make sure we get a highlight reel of the most disrespectful plays, dog. That's definitely one of them at the top of the list, dog. But yeah, man, Hope y'all enjoy that, man. You already know what time it is, man. What's poppin' with you, dog, as we rap, man? What your weekend got laced up? You got something going, dog? Going to go check out that, now, John Wick ain't this week. That's next week, I think.
Wow, this week, bro. I'm actually there. We got premiere tickets, so I'm actually there after the pod, bro. I'm about to slide out today. Go check out
I gotta go look at the showtime now. See what's poppin'.
Yeah. Gotta go look up the joint. But yeah, y'all tap in, man. It's your man Kenny Klarity. Go follow me, Kenny Klarity with a K. All one thing, man. Go follow me, man. I'm definitely gonna be updating y'all again, like I told y'all. More music and all that stuff coming out. So working hard on that. But yeah, just grinding right now, man. So as you follow me, I'll release more info here on the pod, and as stuff drops, we'll kind of be able to preview some of that stuff as well. I think that'd be cool too. To like as new stuff drops, we kind of let people know in the pod. So that's it for me, my G. What you got going?
That's what's up. What I'm about to be doing is go look at that this Fandango app, see what's up with this John Wick. I may sneak, bro. I live like 2-3 minutes away from a theater, and that mug nice too. So yeah, man, I may see what's up with that, dog. You know, I know opening night crazy. You know, John Wick may bring out some John Wicks in that mug. You know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That
boy said, "Where I'm at, nah. This theater is pretty. The theater I'm by is actually pretty smooth. It ain't nothing crazy. If I was in the city, I definitely probably wouldn't do it. But nah, man, I may see what's up with that, dog. But yeah, man, you know, outside of that, man, make sure y'all following us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure y'all hitting them subscribe button and adding us to your playlist on the podcast outlets. You know, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all things above, man, and yeah, man, you know, I go by the name of Word outside of here. It's just _Word if you want to follow your boy on there, or What's the Word on YouTube. That's the YouTube channel. New music is coming. And got some more new podcasts on my other platform, Damage Control, so make sure y'all follow that as well. Outside of that, man, maybe check out some of these games if I don't skate to the theater, see who playing tonight, because we at the end of the season almost. Every game is counting, so I need my Lakers to, you know, make some headroom and get in this top 6 seed, because we need that, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you know what time it is, y'all, man. It's your boy Word from the Word of Clarity podcast. You know, here with my boy Kenny G. Until next time, we gonna get at y'all. Yee.